Right. All right, guys. Happy Friday, Finance Friday. We are going to get started talking about how to budget and how to pay off your debt faster. So they kind of like work together, and you'll see how that works. I'm going to share my screen on a computer. Let me know if you have any trouble seeing it and I can zoom in a little bit. I'm going to be using Google Docs. I love using Google Docs for basically everything now that I'm like moved out of an office setting. So it used to be like Excel is my number one thing, but Google Docs makes up for it. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So what's the importance of building a budget? So building a budget helps you be able to manage your money better. Oh. Yeah, okay. There we go. Building a budget helps you manage your money better. And then that way you know exactly like how much you're going to have to spend on extra, and you're not at the end of the month trying to scramble and figure out like, oh shoot, what am I going to pay for now? Or like say an accident happens and you don't have any extra money, or you want to just like make sure that you have money put away for like vacations, or if you're saving for a house, that's another good reason. Honestly, I think it's just like really good to just constantly kind of keep a budget going so you know where you're at, and it's just a more responsible way to manage your money. But I was an accountant for the last 5 years. I've got my degree in accounting. So if something, I just kind of like bypass something and don't fully explain it, let me know and I'll go back and explain it. All right, so let's get started. This is really easy to build out on your computer. Like I said, this is Google Docs, so this is free to you if you have a Gmail account. So where we start when we're building a budget is with our bills, because those are the things that we're going to have to pay for no matter what. And we know at the usually by the first of the month, exactly what those are going to be. So with your budget, you're going to have multiple categories, like bills, negotiables, what I like to call envelope cash, and I'll explain those more when we get to them. But we're going to start off with bills. So what you're going to want to do is go through your credit card statements, your regular debit card, anything that you have that you know you're going to be paying or that you pay out with. So yeah, any kind of bank statement, any kind of credit card statement, I think basically sums it up. And you're going to go through those for like a couple of months to make sure you get every single thing that you're going to be paying for. So like sometimes you'll have like a subscription that you won't remember you had until you actually look through your credit card statements. That's also another way to like clean up what you're spending your money on. So like say you had a subscription to a app that you didn't realize you had that was only 99 cents a month. I mean, in a year that's $12 that you're saving, but that's still $12 if you don't use that app anymore. Like why still be spending that? So you're going to start by building out your bill portion. So I kind of started listing these and put kind of a round amount on what like usually they would be. So like you've got your electric, you've got your internet, your phone bill, rent or mortgage, Netflix, Hulu, insurance, like vehicle insurance, car loan, what is that, about 320. And you can label these however you want. You can get as specific as you want or unspecific. It's your budget. So like if you wanted electric, just put electric, or if you want to like actually put in like the name of your electric company. So when you see it on your debit card statement, you know exactly like, oh, that got paid out. This is also a really great way to like remember to pay your bills, if that's something you have a hard time doing. So like, so you've got a credit card payment of $75 a month, credit card VS for like Victoria's Secret, $30 a month. Then like subscription to PlayStation, like, or whatever your jam is, and then like gym membership. So this number right here is the amount that you know you're going to be spending no matter what, because those are like the things that you've already promised to pay. That's a good way to look at bills, is like, what have I promised to pay for this month? And the way that I've set this up is it just is totaling all of those amounts down here. Hopefully we're all getting to a place where we can say like, okay, that's what I have for my bills, and now I know I've got plenty of extra to save, to spend on groceries or whatever else. But you know, some of us sometimes will get to the end of the month and we're like, oh my gosh, that's all the income I have, and that's okay. This is at least a way to look at it and be like, okay, is there anything that I can cut out of the things that I've already promised to pay for the month? So like maybe you decided that you don't need a gym membership for a few months, so you can save that money and spend it on something else. It's another good reason to do this. All right, so the next category we're going to go into is negotiables. So negotiables are things that you can either cut down on, like groceries, gas, cleaning products, eating out, entertainment, or things that you can completely do without. So like movies and entertainment, or eating out, or they like getting your nails done once a month, but you decided you wanted to save more money and spend it elsewhere. That's something you can put here. So for groceries, the way that I like to decide on the amount that we're going to be spending that month is I like to look back the last few weeks on what we have been spending regularly on groceries, especially, you know, right now, it seems like prices are changing a lot, but I'll take that amount and times it by 4, like per weekly amount, and times it by 4 to get what we're going to be spending for the entire month. So, and if you're not familiar with Excel or Google Docs or anything, this is like how you enter a formula for that amount to pop up. So you're going to enter a equal sign, and then say we spend probably about between 150 and 200 on groceries per week. So I'm going to put 175 in here, and then a little star for times, and then 4, and that'll enter your amount. So, and then you can do this also with gas or cleaning products, or say you're a person who eats out a lot. So like, say you eat out and you know you spend about $50 a month eating out, or $50 a week eating out. Just do that little formula again. There you go. Gas, just throw in some numbers here. Now, I'm the type of person, when I do my budget, my groceries and my cleaning products, I combine those totals, but I know that some people like to still split them out, which I still get a lot of my cleaning products from the grocery stores. So that's why I combine them. But some people, like maybe you shop at Young Living or Branch Basics or something like that for your cleaning products, so you know exactly how much you're going to be spending a month on cleaning products. Then you just have like other categories like movies and entertainment. So, or like maybe you guys go to the pool, public pool, like once a week, or miniature golfing. This could even be like date nights, whatever you want to do. That's just like, that's not reasonable. Here you can do this as like your actual hair appointments, or like what you spend on Monet per month, or like what you're going to budget to spend on your Monet per month. Nails, I honestly don't get my nails done, so I'm gonna say that's about roughly what people spend on their nails a month. Giving, so that's another good one. And again, like, say that you know the amount that you get per month, so like you're on a salary basis or something. You can also, and you want to do, I come from a Christian background, so the standard amount is 10% of what you make is what you give. So like you can also put in a formula for that. Say you know that you're going to be making $2,500 for sure that month, and then times it by 10% to get how much you're going to be getting that month. And then presents, if you want to specifically have a category for presents. These are literally like just things that you'd normally spend monthly on, or you can even budget ahead of time for the next month if you have like a birthday for one of your kids going on. So that gives our negotiables. And again, this is just the sum of these the ones in this category specifically. All right. So the next category is envelope cash. So these are the things that you're going to be like saving. And usually you're going to have like a cap on these, or maybe not. So like maybe your house fund is like, I'm going to save up as much as I possibly can until March of 2023. So you know that like for your house fund, you're going to be putting into it every single month $50. But then like your vacation, you want to have like, say you're going to Vegas with money, which I hope we all do. And you want a little spending money while you're there. So you start saving $25 a month until you get to like maybe $1,500. And why I call this envelope cash is because some people will actually have envelopes. You can actually have envelopes in your house and put that money in, or that cash money in those envelopes. You know, that can be done if you are somebody who like, you know, as if you see it in your bank account, you're going to spend it in there. So that kind of like keeps it a little bit more out of reach. You can literally like stuff those in a secret place in your house. So that's basically how you create a budget. And then as you go through the month, you just make sure that you're not overspending on the different categories. So like obviously your bills aren't going to really change. You can update them month to month as you're going. But like your negotiables and your envelope cash, you're going to want to make sure that you're checking those and making sure that you're not going above and beyond those. Or you can even change it to like, oh, you notice like, oh, this month we spent less on groceries. So I only have to budget for $600 a month on groceries. Like, that's cool. It's a good way to just like know where you're at and keep yourself accountable to making sure you don't go over what you're making. Something else I was going to add in. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, so then at the bottom here, I just have like, I totaled up each of these categories to come to, and it comes to about 4,500. So then once you start getting your paychecks, you know if you have more or less. And that's where we can get into like the debt paying. So say you made 4,700 this month. And you had actually about $66 that you have extra above or beyond your budget. So you can either do what you want with that. That can be just extra spending cash, or if you're trying to pay off your debt, what you're going to want to do is then take this amount and start adding it onto your bills, or adding it onto like your credit cards, your mortgage, your car payments, whatever. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit on this. So now we're going to start talking about paying off debt. which you definitely want to do a budget before you start looking at this portion of it. So what I've done here is basically just built out like, okay, so if you have a $7,000 credit card, that is a $500 payment every single month. It's going to take you from January to February to pay off. And this isn't like including any interest or anything like that. Oh my goodness. So with the budget, knowing exactly, I just went on a trip for like a week long. I got in yesterday. I'm still really tired, so I apologize for all of the ums. So you go through your bills. You pick out the ones that you know like are gonna have a big payment on them. So I picked out the 2 credit cards and a car loan just for this. Use this as an example. When you're paying off debt, you usually have like the minimum that you pay, but if you're going to pay it off faster, you don't want to just pay your minimum, right? You want to add on to that and pay more, so you get it done faster. So the way that you're going to do that is you're going to look at all of your big loans, all of your credit cards, mortgage, whatever. You're going to figure out which one has the highest interest. And that's going to be the one that you're going to want to pay off first. So anything extra that you might have at the end of the month, say you've got this 166 left over at the end of your month after you've budgeted everything out, you're going to add that on to your payment that has the highest interest rate. So we're going to look at this credit card from B of A as being the one with the highest interest rate. So once you have it all paid off, so say this month you have an extra 166 tagged to it. This month you have an extra, let's say just even $20. By the time you're down here, now this one, you know, you didn't, I have 10 minutes left on this, so I will be quick. I have the basic version of Zoom, which only gives you 40 minutes. All right, so you have been adding your extra cash into your payments, which has lowered the amount of time that you've had to pay these off. Or at least maybe your last payment was lower than you expected. Once you're done paying this off, you're not going to take that $500 that you've been spending every month on it and just use it wherever else as extra cash. You're going to take that money and you're going to apply it to your next highest interest loan, credit card, or whatever it is. So I looked at it as being this credit card from Victoria's Secret. Now this is where the like cool thing happens. If you were just to pay the minimum payment of $25 on this credit card, say it's a $1,000 credit card, it will take you multiple years to actually pay it off. Versus if you were to take that $500 that you were spending on this, once you're finished with it and apply it to it, you're going to have it paid off in way less than half the time. And then once you're done paying this off, you're going to take that $25 and that $500 and start applying it to your other highest interest rate loan or whatever. And you just kind of keep building that, keep doing that over and over again until you have all of your debt paid off. So like with this car loan, say it was like a $14,000 car loan, you started off with $320 minimum payments. You paid off your $500 a month credit card bill. You paid off your $25 a month credit card bill as well. So now you have $525 that you budgeted every month to go towards your car loan in addition to your usual $320. So you started off January, you got your first one paid off. the following February. Your second one was paid off just a couple of months later. And then you rolled that into your, in this scenario, third payment. And you are all paid off on all of your debt within 2 years, 2 years and 3 months. Now, if you had taken that money instead and not rolled it together onto your next payment, then you would be looking at your car loans here, your credit, one of your credit cards here. You're still paying these babies off for years after. So, yeah. Is there any questions on that? That was something that I learned a while ago in one of my accounting classes. So if this is something you're interested in too, let me know. I would be more than happy to help you build out your budget and figure out like, okay, how can I do this? Like I would be happy to help you figure out like which one of your loans is going to be the easiest or like the highest interest rate so you can pay it off faster. This is like a very basic how-to. So anyways, I think that's it. Stop sharing and stop recording.